Okay, so the camera's on, and if the security people tell me that I cannot be here, then with the camera, then I can't. I will not, and I'm not here to fight. I'm here to share my story. This is the Walmart. Check it out. This is a Walmart that I worked at in 2011, and in April of 2012, I put in for a 2-week notice of leaving. I think it was 2.5 weeks. I gave additional time because it was a definite. Mentally, it wasn't Walmart because I knew that I should not be here. It's not fulfilling my true needs. I didn't know how to get my true needs met, and maybe there should have been a program here from Walmart that helped people. Look, we might not be able to pay you for whatever reason they justify an appropriate means to be able to live, right? Imagine living on a Walmart salary. A lot of people do that, and it's challenging, right? Leave a comment down below. Tell us your feelings on that. It's challenging, isn't it? Now, if we get asked to leave, we just leave, okay? But here's the thing. What I wanted to say is, leave a comment down below. Now here's the thing. I had to come here almost for a whole year plus. Mentally, it was in my head I had to because I didn't have nowhere else to go. There was no full-time job. The one place I tried to apply for, I couldn't pass the psychological testing or speed testing or the evaluation that they gave to a whole room filled with people. And let's face it, it wasn't for me, and the same thing would have happened no matter where I worked. Okay, because my mental stat says it is more of a slave industry than it is for me, not necessarily for you, for me, because I'm going against the grain of my heart of why I know darn well that Christ, God, had created me for. So, this is why I came in at. And I do not see nothing but smoking. It does say security camera. So with that being said, they have their security cameras on and have fun. What I'm going to do really quick is, you already know what a Walmart looks like. Why is my heart pounding? When I would be working here at Walmart, it was usually, like many of us know, working as a cashier. I liked to work the mini one, not because of laziness or nothing like that, because I got to see and meet a lot of customers. Or there'd be a big line and I'd work really fast, ring people's, their groceries up, help them. I'd be moving around really quick, getting the bag into the cart, however I could help them. I didn't feel like I was a servant to them so much as I realized that I really love being of help to people. Okay. So, sometimes it feels like you're being somebody like holding other people up when you're walking and you're talking to the camera. I didn't want to do that. So I kept trying to stop, then they would stop, then I stopped, then they stopped, they stopped, then they stopped. Okay. This is not what I wanted to really do with my life, but I kind of enjoy it, which is sharing with you my life story. So in short, I used to like working the short line because like 20 items or less. And sometimes you might get some difficult people, challenging. They're in a hurry. They got way more than 20 items. And you gotta bite your lip. And the people waiting in line gotta bite their lip. Right? Because this person says, Tracilyn's one of the fastest here today. Her line's moving very quickly. That's not true. We were all pretty quick. Now here's the thing. There's nothing more special about me. So anyway, what I did is I would always come through the toy section on my way, checking in. Because I love toys. I'm a child at heart. Music. Maracas. Look at all the cute toys. And really quick. Ta-da-da. Come back here. Oh, the bathroom is closed up. Pop. But anyway, behind you. Is the door that I would go to check in. Get ready for my day to get started. There's also a lunchroom back there. So sometimes they have a TV on. You could get to watch TV. They have magazines spread out. You can socialize. It's kind of like a small cafeteria. Where I would go out to my car. It depended on what mood I was in, what the weather's like, if I was talking to anybody, and we kind of got together. Usually, much like in school, I sat alone, decompress. Because you're working around all the people, and I like that. It's kind of like my stage. I step out, and now I'm entertaining everyone. I'm a hostess, and I want to try to give them the very best service that I can give. With that being said, when it came to time at home, I invest a lot of time in bed feeling not sorry for myself. Hurting. Why am I hurting? Because I'm not doing what I'm doing today. That's why. Following my heart. I could have still worked at Walmart and still did a lot of the other things. Mentally, there's no way I could. But in a sense, I could have started my endeavors. Today, a lot of my mental challenges stems from me going against the grain of my heart a majority portion of my life. I can't submit to the code that is in America, that this is how we have to appear in front of others, and this is how we have to survive. Okay? Very humbling when you live in the generalized idea of people who think they rule over the American people. I would like to see any one of those rulers come and speak to my face. You think you're a ruler of the country? Speak to me in front of my face. Don't have no military backup. In the real world, nobody's ruling over anybody. Okay? We don't rule over people. We rule for life. So I'd love to come through the toy selection, and at times I used to love to come back here and help out when it came to restocking things back on the shelf. The problem is, the real problem is, I gotta find mentally, how am I gonna keep up with all these different items? Do you know how many times I had to ask for people to help me with where this goes? I don't know what the real answer is. I'm not here to solve that, but I'm here to tell you I had a mental, serious problem when it came to stocking the shelves, restocking them. Where does everything go? Is there an easier process for somebody like me that I can put it back? It's not that I'm what they would consider stupid, but mentally, intelligently, I say there has to be a better way than this. I felt like I was just totally wasting my time a lot of times. However, I did love being with the cute toys. Until I came to a place in time where I started wondering, how are these cute toys being made? How old are the children that are making these toys? Are they all coming from China instead of America? Remember the days of American made? Why is everything Chinese made? Let's look. Let's check it out. Let's see. Do they even have to put on here anymore? Made in China. Check it out. Now, do you think the Waltons would mind if I'd go through their whole store and see how much of the product is made in China and not in America? Do you think it's really made in America and just has the China name on it? Do you think China owns America? I don't think anyone owns it. It's God's country. Okay? And maybe the reason why nothing says made in the USA on it, let's check one more. Let's check this. It's supposed to be noted on 2 packages. There we go. Made in China. And just for a record, the same one that I picked up. Made in China. Made in China. Why is everything made in China? Is the music made in China? Do you ever think that some people want to get us into the masses into a way of thinking that's more of a servitude, more of a servanthood for people's agenda and idea of how a country should be? That's why you need to read the Bible. Let's see if they have the Bible over here. That's why we need to read the Bible, really. If you knew that the Bible was noted to be the book of the absolute truth of God's Word, then wouldn't you want the Bible in your life? Of course you would. You might not realize that, but you would want to read it and surrender to the truth of what it's telling you inside, understanding about the fruits of Jesus Christ. And the reason that is because then you would realize you're not a slave. You're not here for, nobody rules over you. Nobody rules over you. You don't have any leaders ruling over you anymore. That goes away. It's an illusion. And if they really cared about you, then they would be ruling in the favor of life. Like with salaries versus practical, realistic living. Why are people's apartments getting smaller, 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 and their merchandise have to be returned continuously? Why do we have to keep going to the used car lots to get cars instead of getting a brand new one off of the assembly line? Why do we always have to eat canned goods and bags of chips instead of eating good, wholesome food? Well, cost of living. Cost of living, things need to change. Don't forget, there could be lots of lawsuits against people who are taking advantage of the American people and not adjusting their salary in alignment with reality. And then go ask Bon Jovi, why are we paying so much? How can people can afford tickets to go to his concert, but they can't afford to order out a pizza? Pizza and beer, anyone? I don't drink beer no more. I hope I never do again. I used to. But that's exactly it. Why can we can't afford to really live a superior good life, but we can afford to go to concerts where people pay hundreds of dollars to go see these people who are worthy of receiving a paycheck, right? So they can live a good life. And then you get in their refrigerator and you realize they haven't learned much either. We all go through suffering and what we have come to learn. So anyway, what I used to do is I would come back and in these aisles, if anything was laying down, I would straighten it out. Like that. I would straighten it out. Look at that. Love that. Do you like nice things like that? Well, that's not a tutorial for this. Okay? So here's the thing. I used to fantasize when I would be looking at magazines when I was working as a cashier. I used to be fantasizing about this. Someday Tracilyn will be on a calendar in Walmart or somewhere else. Will be on a calendar. Well, all I have to do nowadays is take a picture of myself and put it on a calendar and there you go. Someday I'll be on a magazine cover. I can imagine what they'll do with the writing, right? How they'll out me. Psychopathic Tracilyn. The mental case we all have come to know from a small Midwestern town who doesn't even want to acknowledge her, right? No, they do. Actually, the people here are very kind. Everybody loves me. And if they don't, they will before they know it. In the name of the living. Check this out. So I had a lot of fun times here. balloons, anything childlike. Love very much, especially around the holidays, Christmas, Halloween. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. I even volunteered for it. Like to work on the holidays. I didn't really have much of a home life by this time, you know, and basically the customers and the people who worked here became my family. I'll go to work, so what? Because I understood this. Where I'm at in life, I don't have much of a home life. We're not going to do much of anything. The same is going to be there when I return. I did realize this. I enjoyed hearing how wonderful the lives of other people were going. How's this coming along with other people? How's that coming along? How's your child doing in school? You being good? How are your grades coming along? Are you following your passion? Why are you arguing with your brother? See, I want all the, what? I want all the information. Why? Because I want to belong. That's why. And for some reason, God put it in me. I care. And I really did care. And I do care about the local community. Believe it or not, I do. Walmart staff, even the security. And the shoppers. They all started to become like a family. Some of them we get along with, and some of them not all the time. But it was an opportunity for me to be kind of like a comedian too. You ever notice that? You can be you while you're at work. Just follow the basic guidelines. You know, Walmart never seemed to harass me because I was talking to myself. And I did go above and beyond a lot of times with the customers. Maybe doing things and helping them or investing quality time talking that came close to getting me into trouble. Simply because I was holding other people up or what have you, or other people wanted to talk. I noticed a lot of people started coming my way. I didn't usually have the direct answer, but it was more of they would open up to me things they're going through or their frustration. You know, it was amazing. I love it. Look at the pretty flowers. Do you think they're made in China too? I'd like to see more American-made products. Do you think China owns Walmart? And the Waltons are just to pretend people who own it? Do you think anybody really owns Walmart? You ever think that China would want to take over America? What do you think that reasoning would want to be? Who knows? Who really knows? They say that the devil, Satan, is ruler of the earth, but it's God's earth. It's God's earth, and when God has God's people here, the calling on their life, there is protection by Christ. The fruits of the Spirit. Look, gifts, bags. So let's hurry up and move along. Battery's starting to go out. I should have brought another battery in. Just going to take you. These are areas that I used to work in. Maybe sometime in the future, I will show you what I used to do, which was sing a lot. This was the celebration section of where I used to work. Holiday seasonal is what I mean. There's a lot of stuff that was messy all over the place. Not Walmart's fault. Visitors, let's be kind and try not to, move things around like this. Okay, let's put them back. Can we put them back and make the jobs more enjoyable, maybe, for the people here at Walmart? Because when we just start touching everything and scattering it all around, we're kind of creating more of an atmosphere that produces more effort on employees, if you will, associates, people who work in this atmosphere. I love stuff like this, don't you? I don't mind being on camera. I don't mind it at all. I don't care how goofy I look. I used to. Are you like that? I used to be, you know, look how I look. I'm not my best. My pictures, you know, you can tell I once was a man. Is that it? Well, guess what? I never was. I always did identify. Well, here's the funny thing. What you identify of doesn't mean it's going to look like that to anyone else in the whole room. What world are you? Are you a girl or a boy? Doesn't matter. I'm Tracilyn. Nice to meet you. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to go through my whole life reintroducing myself to other people. But everywhere I go, everyone is new now. I'm in a relationship with God. And we are on quite the journey. So anyway, I love to go shopping at Walmart. I love walking around. I like it when it's bright. The different shampoos. I usually go for myself. I try to get things with as less chemicals, harmful chemicals in them as absolutely possible. I try to eat organic food if it's real. I at least try to eat food that is organic, that means chemical free. I'm a wannabe vegan, but I am a vegetarian who also eats a little bit of meat. I'm not usually one for sitting down and eating a huge meat dinner, okay? Yeah, I really do. Juicing. I love bananas. Banana drink with peanut butter, kale, coconut shreds. Oh, organic, please. The freshest. Did you ever see that one guy on YouTube? Has a YouTube channel. You know who I'm talking about. He's high energy. He's always letting us know the importance of eating healthy and what the food does for us. Oh, if only we could connect with more people like that who know. Someday I hope he can host one of my parties, when I have a beautiful house. He can take care of the food department. We're gonna have the very best. Imagine this. Imagine being worldly successful enough that you could contact him and you're going to a Hollywood huge home in Beverly Hills. That's right. And you know the nature of people. You know what they serve in their entrees. And you do better. They say, Tracilyn, bring a covered dish if you want. Share it with the other people while you're there. You know how Californians can be run in show business. Now here's the thing, check this out. So Tracilyn makes a contact with this guy in Hawaii. You know who he is. And we say, hey, come here. This is what I have planned. I don't want to just bring an entree. I want to bring you to Beverly Hills. Huge party celebration. What do you think? And we're set up an entire, what? Entree, maybe. A variety. I would love to do that. And exactly where can he set up? Well, what if I'm the only one who's eating from that table? Well, that's, all right with me. We won't touch base with that right now. It's all right with me because I realize I love and need healthy food. The purest of water. Oh, beautiful scenery. In fact, I ought to sue for beautiful scenery. A beautiful home, brand new car. Please have mercy on me. Temperature controlled seats for my butt. Yeah, I would like that. Wouldn't you like that? We'd all like that. That's what they say. Well, how do we get it, Joyce? Well, guess we have to go to college. Is that it? Start praying. Lord, guide me to it. The problem is, we might not be very happy how we get to it. What we go through to get to it. Look at the fish. Isn't that cute? Have you ever felt like a fish? I love them. If I did have fish in my home, I would want to provide them the very best. Are you like that? I would want to provide them the very best. and longevity of their life. They get the very best food. Why? Because they give us enjoyment. Do they just give us enjoyment? How do they feel? Have you ever wondered how that fish feels in the tank? There's something we could talk about. Being caged up like that. Don't you want to be free? And this, of course, is where... Hi! Go ahead. Sure. I used to work back here in the lawn and garden. It's kind of humid, you know. I liked it back here a lot, though. It's a total different atmosphere. And sometimes I would miss up there. I would want to help out when it would get really, really busy. But let's be honest, I get to work around the flower garden and plants. I loved it. And there was somebody in charge, because I gotta be honest, I didn't know what to do. Have you ever found yourself when you're at work, maybe even at Walmart, you don't really know what to do until somebody shows you kind of what they want done? Well, that's me. There's a whole lot of different things I was trying to get involved in. And I used to love landscaping when I was a kid. I told you that I used to enjoy mowing grass and stuff like that, but I don't really know that much. I'm more of an assistant. I'll help out. Look at the pretty trees. And I would talk to them. I would tell the flowers and the trees how pretty they were. Do you do stuff like that? My mom taught me how to do that when I lived on Lafayette Street. I got a little baby cactus, and she said outside of the water and what it needed as far as food and, you know, little cactus food and how to plant it, she said what it also needs is a friend. And she taught me that it's okay to speak to your plant, that some say it helps it to become healthy and live a very long life. What do you think about that? Have you ever seen people handle trees? And just grab them, throw them around, do whatever they do? Are you the kind of person that does that? Or are you the kind of person that walks up and you hug a tree and you kiss it? Do you kiss a tree? Thank it? A bush? What is it? I don't know. What are you, sweetheart? It's now for $13.49. Save $5.51. Okay. Ison. Here it is. For now. Emerald green. A shrub. It's a shrub. Look what it turns out to be. Shrubs. Did you ever hide behind them? I used to do that when I was a kid, and I would go and serenade my girlfriend at her window. And the light would go on, the motion sensor would kick on. Did you ever do that? I did that. And then I would go to her back window and serenade her one of the songs that were popular way back when. Will you make love to me through the window pane? In your eyes I see life. That does something incredible inside of me. I would like to sing that to Lisa at her bedroom window. That would be great, wouldn't it? Imagine if you could give yourself anything you wanted. Well, there we go. There's something Tracilyn wants. All right, here we go. Look at that. Don't you realize that people, when it comes to retail and stuff, they're really trying? Don't you think they're really trying? Look at these. I'm not here in Walmart, by the way, to say anything in a negative way to try to tear them down. But I don't want to stay back here too long either. I used to like working the door, saying hello to people. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. What's going on? Yeah, it's good. Buffy?
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything on camera? Okay. I was going to ask her if Buffy wanted to say anything on camera. I usually try to stay away from that because many reasons. Some people are okay being on camera and other people are not. But I used to like working back here, and can I tell you, the team that worked in here in 2011, 2012, they were the best team in the whole wide world. And there was a guy and a girl, and they were, if I'm not mistaken, the same people that were the supervisors that hired me to work at Walmart. And they would do their very best to bring products out, to be a big help. Like, they were very active in assisting, and their leadership was actually quite incredible. Okay. I used to love working here over the holidays. I liked it a lot more than it may seem when I'm talking out there. So, but understand, and I used to work here at this register. I don't know what I'm allowed to show and what I'm not. But, you know, for the most part, my favorite register, I'm going to show you really quick. That's the one I used to work at, and I loved it. I got to see out the doors. I got to see the whole way around, and I used to be able to talk to myself over there while I waited for other people to come. So I would always watch over the registers and stuff. So, lawn and garden, Tracilyn, wearing my dark navy blue. For $5.74. We made it to the patio. Do you ever want a house with a patio that you had say in the way it looked and the furniture that went on it? Have you ever wanted to be with somebody special? Enjoy a good life? That's me. But I'm one that likes to kind of supervise over myself, not really do so much of the laboring work. But when I was working back here, can I tell you, I did not mind. Look at the barbecue. $197. $197. You could win this on The Price Is What? You could win it on The Price Is What? Got you. Got you. Who's the one who hosted with that really long mic? Do they still have that? I want one of those. This is Tracilyn, also known as VCAT. You know, and Tiki's. Gotta be careful though, right? Make sure the smoke is going in the right direction. Is it beneficial to have it? Is it not? It helps out with the bugs. It looks really cool on your patio. These are questions that I ask myself on a regular basis. Look, I want to live my life too, and we shouldn't make people feel guilty for the life that they want to live. It's not what it's about. Common sense will tell you what it tells you, where you're at today. I love to be with other people who enjoy, for instance, backyard barbecues. I'm not much of a meat eater, but I might try a little bit. By the way, I like my meat well done, white in the center. I don't like bloody meat. So I used to know friends that would eat bloody meat. I tried it once, not for me. So there were people who like things out there raw, right off the bone. That's what they would say. I like it right off the bone, Tracilyn. No thank you. Oh, juice smoothie? I'll take it. Thank you. A salad. Fruits diced up just perfect with appropriate amount of seasoning. Yes, look, hi. The little kid was like, she's blocking, she's blocking. Okay, check this out. So then I worked over here too. And I'm just walking around to show you. When pigs fly. Cincinnati thing, Paul David Bach, he mentioned about in a song about pigs flying. There's some songs by Paul David Bach that I would like to sing. I had talked to him, asked him, and he said he would be okay with it. He is okay with it. There's one specific that I want to do when I do my covers. I would like to have him in my life. If he ever sees this video, know that I would appreciate it. Here's the microphone. This is Tracilyn, and I am currently in Walmart at York Commons, Dayton, Ohio, where I'm sharing with you some of the insight of what I used to do while working here. I really should have came in here to do my vlog to begin with, but I didn't know if Walmart would appreciate it. So please, I hope they're not upset. But I think most people do bloggings and stuff, so I try not to give anything that's crucial away, to the security of Walmart. We just talk about different subjects like Chinese products and stuff like that. I don't want to upset anyone, but these are questions I have. Okay, look at these gloves. Did you ever go into like a haunted house or something, you see them glowing? I like to see guys wear stuff like that sometimes, in costume and stuff. I had an opportunity to help out at a haunted house in Cincinnati back in 2012 or 13, and unfortunately, I think it was 2012, I did not. Distance driving back and forth. So anyway, this is where I helped out. Lawn and garden. I used to love lawnmowers. I don't want to do that now. I want to do my music. Okay, gotta be careful when using equipment like this. Honda. See? For $386. For $386, you can have yourself a Honda Snapper. It's a Honda Snapper. Wouldn't it be fun just driving around the country and showing you around in my new car? This is Tracilyn, and I am showing you around. Why? I don't know why. Mentally, it's therapeutic. As soon as you stop doing stuff, did you ever notice you come down? You like that? You tire out. It's not because you're tired from doing it. Something tells me, for me anyway, I should be in motion on a regular basis. So I helped out all over here. Look, I'm going to help out now, Walmart. See, I'm not such a bad person. I'm not such a bad person. Look at that. Look at that. Your zone. Look how nice that is. May no animals have been hurt in the process of this being made. There are no child labor harshly, but in love. I like that. I used to like sheepskins on my seats in my car. I can do without now, okay? I used to, at our local Lebanon Plaza, Lebanon, Pennsylvania, there used to be, and this is what I do, you could help out the associates at Walmart by doing this. Now understand, right now I'm kind of using one hand. That's how we help to make Walmart a more enjoyable work atmosphere for the people who are here. You see something laying on the floor, if you have time, okay. Here we go again. Oh, Cincinnati bagels. Look, you want a pillow like this. A body pillow. Cincinnati Bengals. Why? Because it's a team local in my state of Ohio that I want to support. Orange used to be my favorite color as a child. Purple is now, but when I see orange and black, I really like it. And I'm also a Tiger at heart. I'd like to see more people who are into NFL consider the team they support. Someday I would like to have a cheerleading outfit, the Bengals. Really hot. Go to a football game with somebody special. It's fun to be with. And doesn't mind being in public with some crazy transsexual female standing at and 6'2", wearing boots and a cheerleading outfit, folks. She's supporting her chosen football team. That's it. The Bengals. It's one of the few shows that Tracilyn would ever play outdoors at halftime at a Bengal show, so long as it was huge. Lots of people involved. You know, like the Super Bowl party with Michael Jackson and stuff. Something like that, not identical. They don't like when you say like that. Don't say it like Michael Jackson. You are not Michael. I don't want to be Michael Jackson. Years ago, I might have wanted to be with Michael Jackson, to play At the ranch with the children? That would have been fun, wouldn't it? Or maybe his sister, Janet? I don't know if she likes to play at the ranch or not. I guess it doesn't really function like it used to anymore. Michael supposedly is gone. Do you think Michael Jackson is gone? Or do you think he's still alive and he faked his death? Did I just say that? Look. Bangles, mainstays. I would see stuff like this and I would take it like it was kind of like a calling of leadership of some sort, like it was God giving me messages. Positive messages. I would always turn it into a positive message. Now, because I don't know necessarily where this goes, I would put it on the shelf. That way, nobody slips. We don't want anybody to slip. Here's the heart. Yep. And then I would brush the dirt off. Let's see. Brush the dirt off. I'll take it. It's only $1 too, by the way. I can't promise you that there's no inks in there that would give you a rash or not, or it's harmful to the body. But what are we to say or do? I wish I had more battery. There's the thing. And there's more, and there's more, and there's more. There's all over the place. And the thing is what I realize is you could invest your whole life picking things up. How do you think it ends up there? Leave a comment. Tell me. Message me. How does this stuff end up on the floor? At what point is it the associate's responsibility or the person who dropped it there? Should we have citations? Excuse me, sir. This is store, security, police. And here's the thing, sir. Ma'am, kid, children. Would you mind picking that up? Oh, okay. And let's see. We'll put it here. Oh. There we go. Ah. And let's just say that Tracilyn does the best she can, really quick. Obviously, there's a lot of lessons that could be given right here in Walmart. Really. Sermons. Beautiful sermons. Not to try to hurt anybody or tear anybody down, but to just kind of show what we can do to help our community be a much more enjoyable and nicer atmosphere to live in. So I would walk up and down here, and the perfectionist that I am mentally, I would look for little signs of things, and let's face it, if I tried to straighten every single thing out, I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. And all I could think about is try to give your best, but also there's a side of me that's about ready to snap mentally. I have other needs. Imagine all the time I'm investing and putting into working here at Walmart. Why aren't I doing something that I'm truly passionate about? As often as I'm putting the time in here at Walmart, why aren't I doing that? Well, it was therapy for me in a sense. I was in public. It was a long way from living in hotel rooms as an escort, being alone. All of a sudden now the city and the people coming to visit, we're becoming family and friends. And please come to me and tell me what's going on in your life. Do you need a hug? Walmart, is it okay if I hug them? I remember, at first I wondered that, and then I just started doing it, hoping that they wouldn't fire me for it. Can I have a hug? How are you, Ben? What's going on? You have any plans for this weekend, for the holiday? Oh, you're getting this for your child? Who's your child? What grade are they in? You see, all these questions just started coming to me. I care. I really do care. And what I've realized is we're all pretty much the same, right? For the most part, we're learning. We all have dreams, we all have hurts, we all have happiness. We all have some kind of family that we love and some that we'd rather not talk about. And check this. Look at the jewelry. I don't really see the nose rings. That's what I was looking for. This is where I always get my nose rings, body piercing rings. See this? They have great deals for $5 for people like you and I who might not have or do have. Here's my favorite. This is my favorite. You see the pink? You see the pink? Right here. That's my favorite nose ring. This one's all white, but I have that one at home and I collect them. I wish he would come out with more. You see the little studs though? I always wish that they would have something different in replace that I would like to put in my nose. I usually don't like the smaller studs like that. I like the big ones. And I'm guilty of hoping someday that a diamond in my nose, white, is real. Have you ever wanted a real diamond in your nose? Or maybe you have. I would love that. I love to wear my nose ring. That's an absolute. When they came to me when I was busking on the street and they said, you know, remove the nose ring and the earrings and the makeup and all this other stuff. Are you kidding me? It's not my identity. I love it. It's something that I look at and I say, it helps me to like life a lot more. It brightens my day up whenever I look in the mirror. Just knowing it's there. Whenever I see girls or people with nose rings, I always compliment them. I always send a word that I like it. Because the enemy would want to say, all jewelry has to be removed in order to work here. And you say, And if that happens anywhere you work, look at this girl laughing at me. Isn't she pretty? She's laughing at me. She's laughing at me. Did you ever want to be one of those girls? Let's ask her how did you get to be in Walmart like this? Do you think she's dating somebody? Do you think she's a niece or a cousin or something like that to the family and they decide to make her a cardboard prop? Terry Sky, is that it? Is she a country singer? Let me ask you something. Why would you want to wear Terry Sky's clothing and not your own? I asked my girlfriend this the other day. Why would you want to wear somebody else's brand name perfume, cologne, clothing? Why would you want to do that? Have you ever seen people like Britney Spears or Taylor Swift or any of these other people's clothing at Walmart or other stores? They have perfumes. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to wear their name and not your name? Do you realize that that's all it is a name? It's their name, but why would you want to support their name and not your own name? Why do we keep making choices that help people more than it's really helping ourselves? I don't know. Don't you get sick of seeing the same names in the stores? Now we got somebody new. We have somebody new. Who's Terry Sky? I don't know. Probably somebody very nice. Now here's the thing. My favorite section. I helped out with this very little. I had to take you grocery shopping with me so you can see the food I really love. I love organics. Oh, cucumbers, peppers, mushrooms. Do they have spinach? Spinach. Baby spinach. Baby spinach. Baby spinach. I think I'm going to get my groceries here today since I'm here. Bananas. Preferably the organic, please. I love fruit. Here we go. You know what organic is? Here's a nice batch of bananas that are ready for my banana drink. Thank you, Walmart. You know, the hardest thing for me is not given the appropriate amount of freedom so I can live on the food that I choose is best for me and my life. Do you realize that a lot of mental sickness and a lot of mental diseases, physical, your tiredness, do you know it's from the food a lot more so than you realize that it's not, than not? Over the years of eating all the chemicals, all the processed food, all the wax, all the disgusting stuff that they say is food, and it's not. Is this real food? Watermelon? I remember I used to eat out of my grandparents' garden. Watermelon, corn, fruits and vegetables, off of apple trees. Look at this over here. The meat section. Please don't be upset at me. Look at this meat section. Wow. How many cows do you think were slaughtered to make this a possibility? Look it up online. Look at this. When I was a kid, there used to be cute cows in the farmer field down below from where I used to live at the Trailer and Waterworks, Pennsylvania. Look at this. How many animals do you think were slaughtered, totally mistreated, thrown and kicked and beaten, shot, smacked with a 2x4, tortured, fed disgusting food, starved to death, so that they could be your backyard barbecue. Much better now, isn't it? Well, they must be in heaven. Hershey. I was hoping someday I would play their stadium when I was 17. I worked at Hershey in the water park. And I used to daydream when I was by the fence. I'd like to show you that fence someday. That would mean that I'm there, maybe supporting somebody I know. I could care less about playing there now. I'm learning what's really important to me. It's not playing a stadium. It's not working at Hershey. It's freedom. The freedom to fulfill the life inside your brain. And the second you got to go against your heart's desires, which can be proved in a court of law, hint, hint, things have to be made right. On our way, pie. My favorite pies. Not here. I love pumpkin pie over Halloween, Christmas. Look at this though, I used to eat stuff like that. Oh, fudge, cream, cheese, and turtle brownies. Ouch, ouch, dentist. Sugar. Oh, be careful with that. And of course the dressing. Let's see if they have Tracilyn's house dressing. We're gonna treat ourselves today. I don't see it. We'll get it we'll get it later. Did I offend you? I'm sorry. Forgive me. Ouch. Don't you dare smack the screen like that. I said I'm sorry. Look, we're all trying to get our way through life, having a good sense of humor. So anyway, I'm having fun now. See, I start to loosen up a little bit. And we're just walking through aisles, and what I would do is I would look for paper. I would throw it away. I would straighten things like this out. Try to make it a better place. a lot more organized. You can see it's kind of wrecked. Do you understand? Please don't be upset with associates when you're here. Okay? Unless they get specifically smart with you or something like that, know that they're trying the best they can. It's overwhelming because there's a lot of people that come here to shop and they have a tendency to do this. Did you see what I did? I messed everything up. That's what they have a tendency to do. Now why? Who knows why? They're in a hurry. I gotta get my groceries, get out of here. You know, I got a date with Tracilyn. You know, I gotta get home, get showered, get my cologne, not by a celebrity's name because she's against that, unless her name's on it. A bottle of perfume by Tracilyn. Tracilyn, special font, acute angle. See, I could just lease out the name, you know, to a perfume company. I'd like to do that myself, by somebody who makes really amazing. I got ideas for it. Hint, hint. My name on products. Wouldn't that be great? The world she would be buying. Also known as VCAT in the toy selection. Made in America, not China. Unless China is gonna really make it worth my while. Big, luxurious, beautiful house where other people take care of the needs. I'm just there to enjoy it. Did you ever want to belong to rich parents who know they have their hands full and have a personal assistant known as a nanny or something? What do you call them? Somebody who tries to keep you, Tracilyn, please calm down, you're free already. I know. I would try to be a very good child. Is anybody in the real world out there? Are you bored with life? Are you extremely well-to-do? And you need someone to lift up your spirits? Have you ever thought, it's never too late, have you ever thought of adopting a transsexual female child? Wouldn't that be great? Well, for me it would, but what about them, Tracilyn? What do they get in exchange for it? We'll talk about it sometime. Because I'm really thinking I should just give myself up for adoption. To a beautiful family with a beautiful palace of a home. Oh, the most amazing vehicles, transportation. I travel first class, not second class. I get the window seat. Big fluffy blanket. I'm flying, I'm flying, I'm flying. Where? To my new home. Where I will be pampered for the rest of my life. And be a rock and roller. Child of the Most High God. Tracilyn. Here's the thing, check this out. So, okay, we're done in here. I showed you around. Sometime I'm going to take you grocery shopping with me, not today. Okay, not today. Sometime I'll take you grocery shopping with me, and I will do my best not to upset Walmart. I point out some things. How you doing?
Well, how you doing?
I try to point out some things because I do care. I don't know what the answers are. We're here as a community of people to help ourselves. How do we help ourselves? Let me tell you something here. I started getting adjusted to this. I never went without me asking people, where does this go, where does this go, where does this go? And there's always somebody who knows. It goes over here. I'll just take that for you. You know, all day long replacing items. Here it is. Draft. It's being washed very closely. Draft. It's my detergent. You know why? Chemicals. Now, what you need to be very careful of. For this one, it's hypoallergenic. I had problems with allergies throughout my life, especially since I got on hormones. I started receiving hormonal therapy. I use newborn detergent. It's more gentle on my skin, gentle on my clothing. When I start using harsh detergents like I used to, which is more like, I grew up using Tide. If you really look at the ingredients of a lot of these, here's Tide, Free and Gentle. So it's something for me to consider. You know, here's one. Okay, that's what I tend to use. I used to grow up using the traditional, wherever it is. Traditional Tide. That was our household. I wonder what it smells like. This is the original. Just like a kid, we're gonna smell this. Wow. That's what my mother used to use, that and then Bounce fabric sheets. And she would use bleach, and I can't use bleach because I break out in a rash really bad, which makes it complicated for those who use bleach when I stay where there's white sheets or sheets that have been used with bleach at hotels. Whenever I'm traveling, I gotta be careful and use my own quilts, coverings. I learned this when I was an escort. Or I break out in really bad rash from all the harsh bleaches and chemicals that are in detergents. And usually at hotels they're using the low-end quality. Most times they're using the cheapest. They buy in bulk, and then we suffer. You want to use as chemical-free as absolutely possible. Daddy got me started when I came out here to Ohio on how do you pronounce it? Sargento cheese. My favorite is Swiss. So I do have dairy products in me, and I have been eating like ice cream ever since I was a little kid. This is the alcohol section. A bottle of white Zinfandel. Wait till you hear that song on my next album. White Zinfandel is what Tracilyn has learned she loves to drink on occasion. There for a while when I first came out, that was the kind of wine. I don't know, this isn't necessarily it. I don't think they have it. But it was kind of, here, it was kind of like this. See this white Zinfandel? It was sort of like that. I don't think it was the same company. But if you turn this aside, there's a little hole. You punch that in and out comes this little turny thing. I like that a lot. Boxed wine. Daddy used to have it in the refrigerator. And I used to like use in my glass white Zinfandel, and I like it diluted a little bit. Can I be honest with you? It would be nice to have a special box of wine ordered for yourself and have it diluted specifically the way that you would appreciate it. With water. Preferably pure water. Okay. I told you about the story of how I used to, when I was born and raised, drink mountain water. It was the freshest, it was clear, it was ice cold. How? I don't know how. It's cold. Well, what do you think of companies using up water sources from around America and then bottling up and selling it to people? What do you think of that? Do you think that's bullshit? Why should they make money off of our water? It should be free. Well, because they put it in containers, the shipping and all this other stuff. Really? Are you kidding me? Okay, there's other ways. We'll figure that out as time goes on. But, I tried to drink. Oh, this is my favorite water. Daddy got me hooked onto that. It's kind of like thick, creamy. Is it real? I don't think it is. In my opinion, I don't know what they do to it, but I don't think it's all 100% just water. Because I remember the days of drinking mountain spring water. Real mountain water. I'm not saying that it's good or not good. Some people will say about the minerals and all this other stuff. Let's not argue about that. It's what I used to drink, and I'm here yet today. Plus, if you wash your hair in it, it'll make it nice and curly. Won't have all that chlorine. Here we go. Ice cream. Ben and Jerry's. Da-da-dee-da. I love anything with peanut butter in it. And I prefer non-dairy if it's possible. They do not sell right now. They are not selling my favorite ice cream with Ben & Jerry's is caramel Satra. I love caramel. Oh. And butterscotch. I love butterscotch too. Caramel Satra is a combination of vanilla and chocolate ice cream with chocolate chips and all this other stuff. Pierogies. Occasionally I'll eat those. I'll probably get some today. One thing I really miss is being able to go to a grocery store of my choice like Trader Joe's, food markets, even here at Walmart, and getting the quality food that I want for me. Do you find yourself wanting that? Why are we American people letting we're on welfare that everyone looks down on, right? No, we don't. We don't look down on it. We give praise for it. Thank you. Thank you that there's a means for us to be able to survive. However, it's not in alignment with the expense of food alone. Why? You could use your entire welfare check or disability check. You could use it literally just on food alone for yourself. If you were to eat extremely healthy and be very sophisticated on what it is that you use on a daily routine, like laundry soaps and stuff. Why? Because the cost of living is extraordinaire, and rich people simply are busy with their life. It's up to you to figure out. Well, we're going to figure out that there has to be changes, especially when you have something to offer in exchange for a beautiful life. It has to be given. How? We don't know that yet. We're going to figure it out. Now, here's the thing. Check this out. Yada-dee. Here's my favorite cheese. I try not to eat too much of it, but I'll tell you what, I love it. Spinach, cheese, organic sauce, please. On a tortilla, spinach. Maybe I'll make that for you someday. That's the way I love to eat my pizza. Oh, and I'll put little mushrooms on it if I'm in the mood to cut it. Put mushrooms and peppers and carrots, shred them up though, because you gotta be careful when you bite into it, you could chip a tooth. Be very careful. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Make sure you grind it up. I can help you out with that. Lessons I've learned. I might not be the best cook in the world, but I like what I like. And I'd like to share with you what it is that I like. We're gonna just use up this battery. When we get home, we're talking about we're almost through the whole entire store. Can I tell you, we're gonna skip over here. We're on a Walmart run, Walmart run, Walmart run, Walmart run. Okay. I wish Walmart would sell more products like yogurt that were not dairy products. Meaning, is there almond milk? Is there coconut milk? Is there... I don't want soy. What other forms? Coconut, almond, tell me, that we can make vegan, no dairy, yogurt. I wish you would stock at least one here. Low in fat, but wonderful in taste. Few chemicals. I'll show you what it is that I like to eat. For now, that is dairy. Right here. That's my favorite yogurt right now. I love Greek yogurt. I love it. Let's see, here they have almond, but it's smaller. And look at the price on it, $1.58 for this little thing. $1.58. A yogurt alternative? Well, we all know us Americans can eat way more than that for a sitting. That's like 2 tablespoons, right? Realistically, how many tablespoons do you think that is? Why don't we have a contest? You guess how many tablespoons of yogurt that is, and then we can divide it down to how much are we paying for each tablespoon of yogurt. And you'll find out in the end how long do you have to work for it working here at Walmart for a tablespoon of yogurt. Ask the Waltons or whoever's in charge of Walmart, how long does an associate, cashier, somebody stocking this, who stocked this, how long do they have to work in order to pay for a tablespoon of this? Because that's the way you got to figure things out, whether it's considered fair or not fair. And I'll tell you, it's not fair. I can't wait to take you grocery shopping with me. And we will learn things that we used to drink and eat are not necessary, number one. And number two, they're not necessarily good for us. And they're usually filled with all kinds of contaminants. Food coloring unnecessary to try to make it look pretty for us. Oh, isn't that pretty? No, I want it healthy for me, so I look pretty. I look healthy. Don't you want to look healthy? We can sacrifice if the food, whether or not it looks healthy enough, so long as it is healthy. We'll learn what healthy looks like for real. And then how about us? What do we look like? Well, we look like what we eat, to be honest with you. And that's all honesty. We are what we eat. And we're done here. I would take you grocery shopping with me. I would show you all the things that I have learned. I'm upset because I cannot eat even at Walmart on a regular basis, and I don't even eat that much, obviously. I'm a small frame to actually take care of. Something's not right in America, Donald Trump, and we need to fix it. It's called livable means to survive, especially when one has something to offer in exchange for a beautiful life. Right? Right. Fall into agreement with that, Mr. Trump, and you'll go far. Because that's what the American people really want to hear, is that things are being made right in our lives. We should not go through our whole entire life and not be able to experience what we want to experience. Life of fulfillment, of the true life we desire, ever since childhood. I used to love coming here. Oh, I wanted a kid so bad, even my own son. I even resorted back to my childhood, and I would wear diapers, and I'll wear hats with other little children. Okay, I don't know how, right now, I don't know, whoa. We're gonna have to fix this here in a bit. Let me see this. Okay, I'll wear a hat. I love children's clothing. I would wear children's clothing. I don't have no problem. I can put on a concert like that. Children's clothing. Tracilyn, now starring at this theater in children's clothing. It's a Broadway show called Children's Clothing. You heard it here first. If anybody's doing that now, know that they stole my idea. Children's show, Broadway show, called Children's Clothing. I got a great idea for it. Hey, Donald Trump, why can't I live in New York in an amazing penthouse suite and write the Broadway show, Children's Clothing? I couldn't afford it. There must be another way, right, Mr. Trump? There must be another way. Because I'm a hell of a writer. Visionary. Got great ideas. I'm a rock and roller at heart, though. Got great music. Rock and roll ministry. Broadway show, think of it. Children's clothing. You heard it here first on Tracilyn. Let's see if all of a sudden in Broadway, New York, or across the American coastline, there is now a Broadway show called Children's Clothing. I used to love coming in the children's clothing department. I love it. I used to love the quality shoes they used to sell here. They do not know more. They're getting cheaper. They're getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, which is very frustrating to me. I love boots, preferably flat. 1-inch heel lift, no more. I just like that little lift. But a lot of the shoes, if you're not careful, if you're experiencing back problems, you might want to consider consulting with the company that made the shoes you're wearing. America has lost its way in the fact that it doesn't even make quality shoes anymore. Very rarely. Or so it feels that way, unless you have the means. How you doing?
Hi.
Unless you have the means to actually go buy real shoes. Walmart used to be pretty good with that. If you feel the bottom of the soles, you will feel that there's some kind of weird plastic or very firm, harsh cardboard. Usually made in China, probably by some child labor. Probably. Not 100% sure about that, I wasn't there. Now, here's the thing. Why would we want to keep on putting this cheap material onto our bodies and then experience back problems, knee problems, all kinds of problems? These are cute. Look at this. This is cute, but ouch, that's hard. Ouch, ouch. That's very cute. Ouch, ouch. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where can we go online to buy shoes now? And boots. I love wearing boots. Because, to be honest with you, I get frustrated in that alone. I can't even afford to buy a decent pair of shoes anymore, Donald Trump. My fault, huh? Let's not forget that a lot of your election with what subjects you were talking about seemed to be the life I was going through. And a lot of my heart's desires came out through you. How did that happen? Who knows? Technology. I'm not assisting anything, right? I would never do that to the President of the United States of America. Not me. That would be disrespectful. And I would never disrespect the President of a country. Especially if he's for the people. So anyway, I remember I used to not be able to handle shopping in the guys section. Rectangle shirts. They're coming a long ways now. Long ways, right? I hope so. And then we're out of here. Let's take one last breeze if we can. The battery is going out. And I'm coming back in to get groceries without you. And then we'll finish everything up out in the car. Here we go. Say goodbye. Bye. Goodbye, Walmart. Please don't be upset. How you doing? You know, people know when there's a camera, blogger. Whoops, we're gonna go down this way. Shoo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, hold on. This is the place I was standing when I met Michael. No, don't want to get her on now. That's the place I was standing when I met Michael. It was number 12. And I used to like working down here. I like this end a lot. And I'll talk about it maybe again some other time. We did a lot of conversation. How you doing? Door greeter. Turn the other way. He doesn't want to be in the video. How you doing? So, whoa, here we go. We are out of here. We touched base with some serious subjects. Say goodbye to Walmart for now. There it is. Hopefully we don't get in trouble. I was just simply trying to share my experience at Walmart. And we will be back again with the camera because I'm probably going to start using the camera a lot and just take you with me on my life journey. All right, by the way, YouTube, Facebook, and the assholes who control the social networking have been blocking my videos, changing the view counts, my subscriptions. Don't believe any of that stuff, okay? Hear the message, what I'm talking about. They do not support people who speak freely and reveal life's truths in conversation on YouTube. Okay? And they do it to protect the people they claim are the innocent. Security cameras. Okay, we're gonna try to go in here and wrap things up. Look, somebody's parked beside me. We're gonna relocate. I'm gonna talk to you, finish this up in the car, and then I'm gonna get groceries, go home, and I'm gonna have a lot of busy stuff to do here. I'll be busy doing this. I think I'm gonna make myself little pizzas. I hope someday I can actually share this stuff with you instead of sharing my life story. Okay? Not that I don't want to share my life story. It's an extensive amount of work on my behalf. I'd like to make short little video clips sharing with you things that I love, like when I'm shopping for groceries and stuff. I am trying to consider creating a ministry that I can start raising the means, Donald Trump, the means to be able to provide what it is necessary for me to really survive and thrive while doing God's work for my life. Is it possible for me, do you think, Donald Trump, to form a rock and roll ministry where I can serve the Lord my heart's desires, be a benefit to my country, and have the life that's instilled inside of me? We'll find out. Woo-wee! That's not a good sign. Okay. The car didn't want to start. Times are hard, Mr. Trump. But we're trying to make ends meet with a little bit of freedom that we've been given. We have to make a lot of sacrifices that, in my opinion, should not be. Alright, so let's go down here, and if we can find shade, I'll leave the car run because the battery probably needs charged. Why? I don't know why, to be honest with you. There's no shade. I'm gonna find shade, and I'll get back on here and talk to you. The battery's going out. Off my camera.